Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your boy here. Multiple annoying pimples on my face. Back with another video. We gotta talk about Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. A lot of hype has been drummed up about this fight online. I saw the UFC graphic team made a shirt and Dana was wearing it in a Twitter video. So safe to say this fight is looking like it could potentially be made. It's an interesting one for sure. I don't know about Elon Musk's fighting ability, but I do know for a fact that Mark Zuckerberg is absolutely certified when it comes to mixed martial arts. And I was gonna make a video breaking down the fight in all aspects earlier this week until I came across a Morning Combat TikTok, which I wanted to react to. Now, for those of you that don't know, Morning Combat is a pretty well-known show within the combat sports scene. I'd say it's one of the top 5 programs we have to offer in just terms of podcasts. They're signed to CBS. It's hosted by Brian Campbell and Luke Thomas. And Luke Thomas has been a long-time commenter within the MMA space. He's been on Rogan. He's been all over the place. And I have the clip here. I'm going to play it. I'm going to react to it because it's not common that I come across a clip in the combat sports world that I strongly disagree with. It's happened before with KSI, but this one I do take a lot of issue with. So let's give it a look.
Fuck out of here.
Okay, but
with
they're not
all of
I'm not
this. Dude,
them to fight.
it's two guys who are using dickheads like us for extra media attention. And there's more to the point here about like just even entertaining stories like this. Like BC, here's the crazy part about MMA fandom. MMA fandom these days is just this jack-off session into imagination. Like, wouldn't it be great if Jones fought Francis, but it's never going to happen? And wonder when Connor's coming back. And wouldn't it be hilarious if Elon Musk fought Mark Zuckerberg? Like, all of this, there's nothing grounded in reality at all. And so everyone is forced to just imagine these other possibilities and then jack off to it. And then we're expected to like honor this as like real things that are happening. This is an indictment on how little the MMA fight game these days has like high profile bouts to actually capture your imagination. And this is what we're resorting to because there's a giant vacuum on that side of the equation.
Okay, so multiple things that I take issue with off the bat. And I do also want to say about Luke Thomas, I have a lot of respect for him. 99.9% of the time, I enjoy his takes. I listen to his show. It is a quality program. So this is not me wanting to start beef. This is not me wanting to start drama. Admittedly, there's not much combat sports news that I could take a look at, and this was kind of the big story for the week, but I did find this clip, and I figured, hey, you know what? I want to kind of debate this. So the first point Luke makes is that these are two dickheads looking for media attention. That's actually off the bat really the only take of this video that I truly do agree with. Why else would two rich, successful dudes like Elon, like Zuckerberg, hop into a cage and fight each other? It can't be for money because they have money already. It's not like these two guys are like up and coming entertainers that will do anything for a check and need the money really, really badly. Both these guys are at the helms of massive companies. And to the point I was making earlier about Elon Musk's ability, it's clear that he's gonna be outmatched hopping in there with Zuckerberg. So this fight is purely what I like to call a circus act. It happens sometimes in the influencer scene now where you know a fight is being made strictly because of the audience, the pull that both these guys have, and their ability, quite frankly, to put on a public spectacle. Where I disagree with Luke is when he starts to assert that this is just somehow another made-up story in the infinite imagination of MMA fans, and that this could never possibly happen on a large scale. He also kind of asserts that this is not something we should take serious at all, and equates it to fights like John Jones versus Francis Ngannou, and the return fight with Conor. And I want you guys to just keep this in mind. These are all 3 fights that have definite roots in reality, that most certainly could happen. This is not out of the realm of possibility for any of these contests, for any of these bouts. Conor is one of the coaches of The Ultimate Fighter. The PFL is an up-and-coming MMA promotion, and the UFC always likes to make really good fights. You can't say the UFC doesn't make fights that the fans don't want to see, because just this year alone, the way it started, the way it's going, is proof of just exactly the opposite. And with the rise in influencer and celebrity boxing matches and even MMA matches, right? Celebrity MMA is a thing. I don't see any reason why these two couldn't get something organized. Being that Zuckerberg has training and Elon Musk is just crazy. You think a guy that's trying to build tunnels under LA, has created flamethrowers, and has done some of the stuff that Elon Musk has done is not insane enough to step into a cage? And then Luke asserts that because MMA fans have such a lack of fiscal fights to look forward to. This is just our imaginations letting themselves run wild, and that's caused by a vacuum, as he says, on the other side of the equation where real fights should be taking place. Look, this is not like McGregor Mayweather. This is not Francis and Jones. People don't want this fight because it's going to be interesting or it's going to raise a ton of questions like a Conor fight would against Chandler or like a John Jones fight would against Francis. Both of those fights have definite storylines you could follow. Jones would be going up against what many consider to be the true king of heavyweights to decide who is the most dominant heavyweight of all time in that division. And for Conor, there's that huge storyline, especially with the documentary coming out now, about what he'll look like. What's Chandler going to look like against a Conor? It's a huge test for both guys. And while I'm sure people are wondering, who would win, right? Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg in this fight, it doesn't have nearly the same draw that a McGregor or a John Jones fight would. Because sometimes you just want to have a little fun in combat sports. Sometimes we just want to see some billionaires get into a cage and fight. I love how he says we're so starved for imagination that we just want to watch these fights because it would fill up the void that not getting to see John Jones versus Francis Ngannou would leave. It's like, dude, if I had my choice to watch Francis versus Jones or Elon versus Zuckerberg, I would choose Francis versus Jones in a millisecond. But I think and I'm talking to Luke now, you're conflating our imaginations with our curiosity. If you see a car accident on the side of the road and you can't look away, is that your morbid curiosity being filled up by that you can't get somewhere else? Or is it because it's a spectacle, right? It's something you don't see every day. You don't see car accidents every day. So I'm going to venture out and say that it's the second one. And that's exactly what this fight is and will be. It's going to be a car accident. And for what it's worth, again, I have a lot of respect for Luke Thomas in this space, but it does feel like he's reaching here to get mad about something or to fake some sort of reaction. I get it. In the world of combat sports and in the world of sports media in general, you kind of have to come up with these takes. You have to be impassioned, but I don't understand why he's getting so enraged by this. Without further ado, guys, that's been the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been your boy, the combat consultant, the soundboard god, Jacob Koopman. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.